A great attitude becomes a great day, which in turn becomes a great year, which ultimately leads to a great life. Good evening, everyone. We would like to begin by welcoming you on this amazing and insightful session on Pace Yourself, Place Yourself 4.0.
While it is wise to learn from experience, it is wiser to learn from experience of others. We all as juniors want to thank all of our seniors who took out time from their busy schedule and join us here to share about their invaluable experience and knowledge on how to make to our dream companies. We will also have a Q&A session towards the end. So anybody who have any doubts or queries regarding the placement procedure or any company can drop their questions in the comment box. So let's grab this golden opportunity and starts with the session.
Today, we have Kshitij Sir from Google, Paras Sir from Flipkart, Nikhil Sir from Uber, and Varitan Sir from Commerce IQ. First, I would like to request Kshitij Sir to please introduce himself and also give us some insights on the placement procedure and some do's and don'ts to remember.
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Kshitij. I'm currently working at Google. I'm from 24 batch, and so that sums up to 1.5 years experience in Google. Before that, I also did internships at Goldman Sachs and Amazon, and received PPO from there as well. But Google was a no-brainer, so I chose Google. So here I'll just give a brief about the process at Google. So for me, it was off campus, and at that time in 2024, around 2023, 2024, they were hiring off campus, and so the mode was the recruiters were directly reaching out to students. So there was a opening at their careers portal as well, but I heard from my friends that some recruiters are reaching out to them directly from other colleges and all. So I did applied. I did took referral as well, but I knew that I need to go far. So what I did was I got emails of recruiters. At that time, I guess I could get 6 to 8 recruiters email, which was most of them which were hiring for that role. So I cold mailed them about my profile. I did a lot of competitive programming in college, so I knew that the profile was good enough. It's just that due to large number of applications, it doesn't reaches the recruiter's eye. So I cold mailed them. Like the cold mail template was pretty crisp, but I did not receive any reply. Then I did a follow up again after some time, and luckily one recruiter did see the email, and then my interviews got scheduled. So for off campus, I think in Google they don't take any online test. They directly schedule interviews. So in interviews there are 3 rounds. The first one is preliminary, or you can say screening round. So what happens, I guess, in fresh grad rules as well as lateral hires, the first round is screening round. So if you get rejected in there, the chances are less to get the rest of the interviews. But if the first round is like good enough, then you get all rest of the interviews. So as you can see, the first round was 45 minutes DSA round only. All the rounds were DSA rounds only. Google doesn't ask anything else, projects or anything else. In the second and third round, it was of 60 minutes. 15 minutes is given to Googliness. Googliness is nothing but HR questions. So there they will ask you some random situation-based questions. For example, what will happen if this kind of conflict arises in your project, or there is a peer or a team member who has conflict with your ideas or so, blah, blah, blah. Those kind of behavioral questions are there. You can search and Google about those. And in the third round, it was also pretty same, 45 minutes for DSA and 15 minutes for Googliness. Uh, in Google, they won't give you any minute extra. So if it is 45 minutes DSA, then it would be hard 45 minutes stop, no matter your code is half done or whatever. So you need to manage your time really well. And I think I told mostly about how did I get this opportunity. For me, interviews was okay. You can expect medium, mostly medium type of problems. If there are 2 problems, then high chances both of them will be medium. And but right now, uh, there have been emphasis on single problem. So in that case, what they do is they ask multiple versions of that problem. They might start with a easy one, then a medium one, then go to hard one. So in the first round, the problem was only a single problem. It was some graph related problem. So there were, I guess, 4 versions of that same problem. So you can expect that as well. Then don'ts in the interviews would be, I think many people just rush into solving the problem and giving the solution instantly. As soon as they read the problem, they have approach and they start explaining that. For example, you get some idea that sliding window might apply here, or a similar problem you have seen previously. It might not be the same problem, it might be different, right? It might use 2 pointer, but if what the students do is they just rush into the problem and start explaining instantly, right? And in that case, what happens, you just get a rough idea and you start explaining and building on top of it, and that might not be the best solution, or that might not lead you to the solution at all. So and this happens with the students who are already prepared, right? It happens with everybody, right? So what I would suggest here is, you have 45 minutes, right? You don't have to solve it 10 or 20 minutes, right? If you rush too much, you might not even land to the solution. So at least take 3, 4, 5 minutes to understand the problem. Like at start, your motive should be to understand the problem. Every problem has a what do I say? a challenge, right? What is actual problem? You need to understand that, you need to feel the problem, and then naturally you have to arrive at solution. If you rush, it's high chance that you are just applying something into that grid, right? So take your time, go slow. If you reach to the correct solution in, let's say, 10 minutes, then coding it and explaining it would be cakewalk for you. And if you go slow, you also take into account the other approaches, or uh, you can challenge your problem, whether challenge your solution, whether this will work in all cases or not, right? This is one thing. Then you need to work on your communication skills as well, because you might know the solution, but if you are not able to explain it clearly, then it might go wrong. So in this, you can't do much. You just can practice problems, you can give mock interviews, uh, uh, and take feedback from whoever you are taking mock interviews with. So this is just a practice game, your communication skills and all. And for googliness, I would say I don't know whether people get rejected for this unless you give very wrong answer. But I think you can go through the problems which are available online. That should be suffice. And if you get any new situation, just answer honestly, right? There's no perfect solution. You don't have to give perfect solution, satisfy everything, right? In many situations which have conflict, there will be conflict, right? There won't be any best answer. So just be honest, use your common sense, and that should be it. Personally, I didn't prepare anything for booleanness, so it is enough. Also, I had some experience previously in the internship, so I knew like what kind of questions could exist. So I also knew that these situations exist in real life. What is the actual to do thing there? So this is it. Then do's. I personally know about Google is like, so in every company, the interviewer has a list of checklists on which they rate the interviewer, right? And I have only taken interviews at Google, and there is a particular thing for code quality and code comprehension, right? So I would say, even if your approach is slightly not very best, right? If you could have used vector, but you are using set, something like that, but you are using best coding practices, that is using meaningful variable names, or breaking your code into functions, and keeping the code modular. This will help you a lot, because uh, when you start working, then you don't use DSA as much, right? Mostly you will be writing simple algorithms, simple iterations and all, but code quality matters very much, right? So this is a very good thing to outshine. And I know, like most of us, when we are in college, we don't focus much on code quality or anything, because what we are used to is we are used to giving contests where accuracy matters, correctness matters, all the test case should pass, and speed matters, right? But in interviews and in actual software engineering, I guess code quality and following the best principles is the most important thing, because the code you will write will always stay whether you leave the company, right? And somebody else might be working on it. So the maintainability of code is very important. So this is one thing. Obviously, if you do this, then it will give you some points. Then for resume, I would say I don't know what resume works, what not, right? Because obviously for myself as well, I have applied to 100 of the things. I have got um, selected or shortlisted for less than 5%. So there is no clear answer for what your resume will work. There is no magic resume which will always work. But what you can do, you can keep on trying something, right? You can keep on, if you get some idea, keep on including that into your resume. You can check ATS score in your resume. Personally, when I found that something ATS, something like ATS exists, I went to the websites which calculates the score. Then I tried uh, increasing the ATS score. Then I found some tips that I could frame sentences better. I could include metrics in whatever I'm writing, right? In resume, words doesn't matter much. You have to write the results, the metrics, right? The merits, what you achieved and all. So those kind of trivial improvements you can do if you check your ATS score. Then for getting opportunities, I don't, I think you have to use all your means, all your surfaces, right? Even most of the people, what they do is they try LinkedIn and all, but I think I know people who get opportunities from Naukri.com or Indeed and other such platforms as well. So when you are in a job hunt, you have to apply everywhere, you have to look everywhere, and just keep on applying like a machine, right? uh, Personally, I myself got opportunity in Google via reaching out the recruiter directly. So if you can get some contact of recruiter, you can try for cold mailing, but be very very cautious in that, because that might uh, backfire you as well, because it might not seem as spamming, right? And mostly cold mailing will get you opportunity if your profile is good or better than good, right? Because if you're very average, you will cold mail, then recruiter might not even see, and uh, may just block you. But it's just luck. You don't just be very crisp, right? Don't keep any bullshit. Don't make it too long. Your template should be small. Keep it crisp. Write what do you offer, why you are good fit, and just have a polite tone. That should be it. And you can follow up as well, right? If you are reaching out to someone, you might not receive reply at once. So the recruiter from which I got a reply, so I got a reply after second follow up. So I did cold mail him or her. Then I waited for some 15-20 days. I didn't got anything, right? Then again after 1 week I did a follow up, right? Then again I didn't receive anything. Then again I did a follow up. So after the second follow up I received interview link directly. So there's no uh, one thing which works for all, but just do a follow up. Try to be polite only, right? Because if the recruiter is ghosting you, then you can just try. You can't force him, or you can do anything, right? So this would be my tip. Then what else have I written? Yeah, and the last thing would be, when you're done with your preparation, that you have to wait, right? So in job hunt at any level, right? It will be not like when you are looking that I'm prepared 100% now. Now in 1 month I have to get the offer. It will not happen like this, right? Even for me during internship, even though my profile was very good, that's what I considered, but I got interview internship very late at the end of the season. Uh, but I got two internships, so that was good. So what will happen that a lot of luck is involved, right? So you have to keep applying, and for example, you might be very serious about some opportunity or some company, right? But uh, those might not shortlist your resume, or uh, you get hard luck in the OA round or the test itself, then you might get rejected from that, right? So don't get attached to any company. There's no dream company. Google. I never focused on Google or was very, mad about Google. It just happened. So don't just restrict yourself to a company, right? Because anything can happen. Luck is very random. So a company which you were not very serious about, which you didn't even knew about in college, you just fill their short job listing and you might get that offer, right? So you have to wait. Like it might happen that you get the opportunity which you like in after 6 months after starting, and it might even happen that your first job you are not satisfied, you will get the very best job after 1 year of experience. I've seen people like those as well. So you need to be patient and don't attach yourself emotionally to the process. I think these will be my advices.
Thank you so much, sir. This is very informative for all of us. Next, I would like to invite Paras sir with us. Sir, please tell us
Yeah,
what things should we keep in our mind.
yeah. Hi, British. So myself Paras, and like I'm working as software engineer at Flipkart in the core logistic team. Prior to that, I was working at Rupik Fintech, which is like a startup in Bangalore. So my hiring in Flipkart was done through via IJP, that is internal transfer. Interviews I gave was of the Myntra. So at that time, the Myntra was hiring a lot, and they were like contacting the candidates via the Insta hire who had the good profile and who were in the Bangalore based location. So I applied via InstaHire. I got a call from HR, and like they said, we are hiring, and like if you be like available, fill this form. So I filled a Google form. After that, I got a OA link, and there were like let the in-person interviews. The standard interviews, they were problem solving round, first and second problem solving round, and then the hiring manager round. After the hiring manager, then the HR round. The standard questions were there: the lead code medium, lead code hard, and in the hiring manager, uh, it was my previous experience, the backend in the Java and Spring Boot, which I have previously worked in Rupik. So during that phase, when I was like looking for a switch, uh, there are some things I did which I think helped me a lot, and I got calls from like almost most of the like the startups in Bangalore and big companies, like because of my relevant experience. I applied via all the platforms like as Shitish mentioned, via InstaHire, via LinkedIn. Sometimes I directly called the HR I got their number from my friend and called, and like they said, we have hiring time on that day. If you can come to office, just come to the office. So yeah, you can like you have to do these things to get the opportunity. So once you get the opportunity, it is like the standard DSA one, DSA two, and hiring manager. So yeah, there are some things which I think you should know, particularly this about the interview. Uh, in the interview, if your interview is going good, okay, if your interview is going good in the 70-80% your interview is good, but there is a little chance it might not go good. So you have to show some seriousness. Like if you are like eager to learn, जैसे उन्होंने they ask some 4 to 5 questions in the hiring manager, you are able to answer only 2 or 3. So there is a chance they might not select you, but in the end like you can play on the their mindset ki, like you can ask this question, how can I become a better developer, and which area should I focus on, like in my current company I'm working this, in your company you are working on that scale, how should I reach there. So this will create a positive impact. This has worked with me in multiple companies, in Nutanix, Misho, Mintra. I asked this question and it ended on a very positive note. So hiring manager was very sure कि like इसको तो भाई hire करना ही करना है. So I just asked this question. Yeah. Other point is that the primary language you have mentioned, like you guys would be practicing C++ either in DSC in C++ or Python. But if you have worked in Java, you must be able to solve the DSA problem in Java. This has happened with me in several companies interview. Like they asked me, you have worked in Java, so please solve the DSA question in Java, not in the C++. So I had to solve in Java. So you must make sure that whatever skills you have mentioned in your resume, like if you're mentioning JavaScript, anything can happen. They can ask you JavaScript internals. Explain me this is single threading language and like anything. They can even ask you solve the DSA in JavaScript. You have mentioned it. So make sure that whatever you're mentioning is resume. You must know that. This can happen for some companies. For most, it won't happen. Okay. Uh, Otherwise, in the don'ts, one thing is that if you already know the question, you have seen the question, don't just directly jump to the code part. But even if you don't know, just don't open the ID and start writing. First, discuss the approach with the interviewer. Explain your approach from brute to the most optimal. Discuss some examples with him. Correct with him. Discuss with him the approach. कि ये सही है नहीं है. You might be going in the wrong direction. So before that, just make sure that. Other and second thing, don't add the skills you don't understand deeply. अगर मान लो you have worked on Kubernetes, but you don't know the internals of the Kubernetes or how uh, it internally works, don't add that. Okay, you must be fully prepared. You might be expecting they might be asking questions related to that. If you are like there's a modern trend people are working on a lot of skills and they code using just the AI, but they don't know the even the basics, so they add that skill. Okay, this might backfire. So please make sure you know everything about the skill you're adding. Yeah.
Thank you
So
so
this was
much.
the do's and
Thank you so much, sir. May we hear from Nikhil, sir, next? Nikhil, sir, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, my mic was on mute. Hi everyone. So this is Nikhil. Uh, I work at Uber as an SD2. I recently switched to Uber. Before this, I was working at Flipkart. So in 22, I joined as an intern at Flipkart. I also interviewed at Media.net at that time. Then after 1 year at Flipkart, I got an offer from Google, but I did not leave Flipkart at that time of because of the role that I was getting there. Now I switch as an SD2 to Uber, and I also have interviewed at Amazon, Dream11, and I've got offers from there. So the gist is, as everyone before me has conveyed, that you should first of all, the first thing is getting an interview. Like how good you are, whatever you know, it doesn't matter until you get an interview for a job, right? And for that, you have to increase the surface area. So learn in public, whatever you learn, post that in public. Don't post, okay, I solved these lead code problems and just post them on LinkedIn. Uh, be genuinely curious, read about blogs, create projects, don't create simple one stack projects. I think for students right now, many inference APIs are free, many AI tools are free. So work on them, learn in public, reach out to recruiters. If there are some job openings, then try to get referrals that increase the surface area. Then there are some platforms like Insta Hire that you can create a profile on. So first of all, try to get the interview. That should be a topmost priority. Try to get an interview. Once you get an interview, I think everyone who is in this call, they are in college right now. So most of the companies at this level, they only ask DSA. Even I think for Google, if you go for L4, L5, like SD2, SD3, they still ask DSA. They don't ask anything apart from DSA. So, and that is not going anywhere. There are pilots being done today to give, to have AI rounds for freshers. That is, like in Uber, we are piloting AI rounds where you will get an ID and you will also get an AI bot, and you will get a code base where like you use cursor, you'll have to chat through that chat bot and fix a bug. So those kinds of AI rounds are being piloted, but most of the time it is always going to be DSA and a behavioral round. So prepare for DSA, and that is you can for DSA you can look at the past problems. That there are very specific set of problems that every company asks until in so how it works behind the scenes. As an interviewer, you will always have a question bank with you, and most of the time, because you have to evaluate a candidate on because if I'm an interviewer, I am interviewing, like I've taken a lot of interviews in Flipkart, I'm taking interviews at Uber. So as a candidate, as an interviewer, you have let's say hundreds of candidates to evaluate for let's say three job openings. Now you want to give everyone a fair chance. That's why most of the time the questions are asked from a question bank. If the organization is offering interviews via platform, then that platform will always have a question bank. So these questions keep getting repeated and you'll find them online. So practice those problems, and that is mostly from lead code and some standard patterns that are there. So first of all, increase the surface area, then be ready for DSA rounds. And also, once DSA is done, in behavioral or hiring manager round, where the manager looks at, okay, are you good for the team, what can you do, what you bring with yourself, and those kind of things. You need to have done some work on project, and you should not be like, okay, I only know DSA but I don't have any idea about tech, right? So for that, be genuinely curious and build things. So that will, and also work on communication skills, because when you are behind a screen and talking to someone, they don't know what is going on your mind. And even there are things that people rate on. They rate on communication skills, problem solving, attitude. These things are being rated on. So you can improve your problem solving skills, but if you're not communicating how you're solving it, then there's no then chances are not that great. And as I think Kshitij mentioned, that even if you're a good candidate, you might not get through the same org, but with the same for this, or you might not clear interviews at some place, while you might clear more difficult interviews than the ones you failed at. So there is luck plays a very important role, depending on what kind of problem the interviewer picks, what was his mood that day, how he rates you. So these kind of things are not in your control. So increase your surface area, improve on DSA, be genuinely curious, and yeah, improve your communication skills. I think that will help a lot. And also reach out to your seniors for referrals whenever you find some job opportunity. So you might have your college name in bio and on your LinkedIn, and when you DM someone, they can simply look at it and then refer you. So do that too. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
That's very helpful for all of us. Next, we are having Varitan sir with us.
Hello, hello everyone. Myself Ritan Arora. I am currently working at Commerce IQ. I have recently switched at Commerce IQ. Before Commerce IQ, I was working at Gamescraft, which is a real money gaming app. So recently I switched to Commerce IQ. So I will share the interview experience and all for both Gamescraft and Commerce IQ. So in Commerce IQ, I got referred by a friend. And there was no OA. The first round was DSA round, which was an online round, which got 2 medium lead code problems. Next round, that was LLD round, which also has a basic issue tracking system, which I have to implement using classes and OOPS principle, etc. And the next round was hiring manager round. That was mostly that was divided into two parts. First part was a technical discussion, which was based on my previous work, which I have done at Gamescraft, and there I have to explain the architecture and the tech stack which I have worked on. And the next part was the AI part of that round. That was interesting part. Like many companies have started doing that, keeping an AI round of 20-30 minutes. That can be like they will ask how are you leveraging AI into your work, mainly focuses on. And also there was a problem statement which you have to solve with the help of AI. You will be given some cursor or Claude or even the basic chat GPT. You can use any of them, and you have to solve a problem. You have to make the statement which I was given. Like I have to make a complete full stack application with the use of AI. And yes, so that was the rounds. And before that, for Gamescraft, I have interviewed. That will be more relevant for you guys because that I applied as a fresher, and that was a fresher opening. So for that, I joined. Like I got an OA. There was this opening going on, which was for all India, all of the freshers. So I applied from a link which was circulating on LinkedIn. I just randomly applied. My friend sent me on LinkedIn, and I just randomly applied that, and I got an OA link. Many of my friends also got that OA link. And after solving the problems in OA, there was screening also based on your resume. So never thought if you have got the OA, then your profile is selected and anything. Like there can be screening after OA as well. There were many friends of mine who uh, have solved all the problems in the OA, but still didn't get the interview link. And so my profile was selected in that resume selection round, you can say. And then I go to the interview link. There were three rounds, two of them were DSA rounds, and the third round was hiring manager round, which was the same, based on what I have done in my internship and what are the projects I have built in the college and all that. And for the interviews and all, what I will say, don't do and do. And for interview, don't bluff if you don't know something. It has happened to me also. It is a waste of time. Like if you are not sure about a thing, and if you don't know, and like there is a DSA problem you can take for example, but you are just trying, like saying random things about that and bluffing, uh, that is wasting the time of yours, because you can just directly ask for the hint, and like uh, like you are not getting to the solution. If you are keeping from an interviewer's perspective, whatever you say, he will try to understand you, and that will take out the total interview's time. So instead of bluffing, and if you don't know, just say it. Like maybe you don't know that problem, but as you have said no, maybe the interviewer will give you another problem and judge you on that, on the basis of that. And another will be don't answer without understanding the question. If you got a question, take 2 minutes, 3 minutes to first understand that, and you can always explain your thought process, but don't just directly jump to the conclusion. And also explain the brute force approaches first. Like maybe you try to explain the most optimal approach, and then you were not able to implement that. So if you have first told the interviewer a brute force approach or a less optimal approach, that will also count. And for those, like you always prepare questions for the interviewer, which you will ask at the end. Like at the end of every interview, the interviewer will ask you if you have any questions. So at that time, ask some questions. Show your curiosity about the organization and the role. And online, you will get many questions. Like some of them, like what is the role about? Don't ask such basic questions. You can improve your questions. Like you can ask like how they are using some technology or how they are leveraging AI into their day-to-day work. You can ask these kind of questions. This will build interest. And you can like before interviewing, you will get a call from HR or anyone. Always ask HR about all the interview rounds and expectations, and then prepare from them. Like every interview has a specific like you can say format. So there will be 2 days. Like even for the organizations, the interview format is this much specific that there will be 2 DSA problems that should be hard level or that should be medium level, or like one should be medium, one should be medium to hard. These all things are specified by HR to maintain the to maintain the interview process same for all the candidates. So always ask these questions from HR and then prepare for that round. And always, like as I have already mentioned this, like take a moment before answering and clearly explain your thought process. Like whatever you are thinking, always explain that clearly to the interviewer so that they can provide hints in between. Like maybe you are not able to get the full solution correctly, but if you are halfway, maybe an interviewer will give you a hint to he or she will try to take you to the solution. Yes, that's all from my side.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really helpful. That brings us to the most fun and exciting part of the session, the Q&A. Starting off, there is always a doubt that is web dev really important? Is there any future in this? So, Vaitan sir, would you like to take this question?
Okay, so web dev is not the only thing. Like there are many different areas. So you can't say like web dev is the most important. You can there are Android dev. You can go into machine learning and all. Like you can even go into data engineering and all. So web dev is not, if you are not interested in web dev, so it's not like mandatory. And also web dev is no many students, like many freshers, even I also used to think like web dev is the only thing, and like the web dev is like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or maybe like React and all. So there is also many students don't explore even backend in their college time. So you can explore the backend also, like backend will which will power both your apps and web, all that.
Thank you very much, sir. That's a very helpful advice for all of us. Next, moving on to the next question. What should we do to improve our portfolio right from the first year if we are prior from a non-coding background? Or sir, may we hear from you?
Yeah, so you should be like thinking from perspective of a recruiter or a hiring manager. These days, I have met most of them, they don't care about your CP ratings, not that much. These days inside the company, the work that is going on, there's more focus from the top of the organization to use the AI agents, how you can automate the work using AI. So as Vaitan explained, apart from web dev there are different fields. So one of the field is using the AI agents with the backend development. You can use different models, try fine tuning them. You can make projects using that, and while making projects also learn deeply about them, write blogs, write the good blogs on them, share them on LinkedIn, Twitter, so that it reaches as much as people as possible. So there might be a chance the lot of people will be reading your blogs and looking into your projects. And this is also showing you are in sync with the modern that is going on in the software development field, not the just older the web development, but is a new going on, different agents and other stuff. So that's how you can showcase yourself from others. Keep participating in hackathons, like keep posting about them on LinkedIn. Like you participated in that hackathon and you win this, you made this project that helped this people. Try to get the live users on your project. Okay, if you have made a good project, people are not using that, so this won't be any helpful. So host your project on some like a good cloud platform like AWS or GCP, and ask people to use it. It should solve some real world problem. Okay, if you have got a number of users on them, you can like write that point in your resume. My project is this, it solved this problem, it has that number of live users. Okay, this is one point. Second point is like contributing to open source. You should as a fresher, you want to get chance to look into the big companies code bases, but open source is a good tool in which like you can just open a big code base. Okay, you can clone it and read through it. It will also like improve your uh, code reading ability. Okay, and you would contribute to that, and so you can add that as well in your portfolio. This is three things: learning in public, writing good blogs, making good project, and open source. Open source will help you uh, leverage understanding big code bases as well as the improve portfolio. It will also help you to get the connections with the people who are maintaining that code base repositories. You would make a connection with them, so they might be able to refer in their organization to you. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. So, moving on to the next question. When does one get confident enough about a skill to write about it in the resume or any other online platform? Nikhil, sir, would you like to take this question? Nikhil, sir, can you hear me? Okay, I think there's some issue. Kshitij, sir, would you like to take this question?
Uh, yeah. So I think you're asking about whether what should we write in the skills if we are not confident about should we write it or not. Okay.
Yes.
So, I think I don't have a clear answer for it because for me, I used to write languages I have worked on or I can read, okay, and understand. For example, uh, when I was applying for for full time roles, at that time I was pretty confident in reading Java, C++, and Python. Though most of the times I only coded in C++, but I could easily read Java and Python because I was doing some TA internship where I had to read codes in different languages. So that's why I wrote all three languages. But I think you should write a skill only if you have ever worked on it. That should be fine. For example, I created some projects in Dart, so I used to write Dart as well. Like in big companies, that would not backfire you that much, even if you have worked for small amount of time on that, because in most of the big companies they don't focus much on tech stack, right? And the reason for it is that when you join a big company, there are a lot of teams, and every team has different tech stack, different product, all the things are different. So even the tools are different, right? Even Git, right? So there might be a company where Git is not even being used. So that's why the big companies don't focus much on the languages. Your core software engineering principle should be clear. So for me, I used to write whatever language or whatever tool or technology I had worked on or had a project in that. I used to write that in skill section because a lot of time what happens is uh, you get rejected during the ATS or the resume parsing round itself if you don't have those keywords. So my suggestion would be just don't put what you are not confident in or which is too far off your reach. For example, if I've not ever worked on Kafka, which is a queuing tool, right? Queuing technology, then I would not write about it because those are for that I need very in-depth knowledge, right? But let's say I have worked on different languages, I can write on that because I know some sense about it, right? So that would be my advice. And for startups, this would be very lot different because let's say if you are applying for a startup which only requires iOS development and you have only created just one project with Swift, or let's say you have very threshold, very noob level knowledge in Swift, that might not work. So that depends on companies to companies. In big companies, you can write that in skills even you have worked for some time, but in startups, you should only write when you are confident enough because you will be grilled on those. Plus, that also depends upon the interviews. So let's say when you know that only DSA rounds are gonna happen, right, or only managerial round is there, or only behavioral round is there after DSA, then you can write it, right, so that you don't get rejected during the resume screening or that. But if you know that your rounds are gonna be dependent on your resume, right? For example, Zomato. So Zomato takes interviews entirely on your resume. They don't have a fixed template. What they do is, if you are a CP heavy guy, they will ask you algorithmic problems. If you are a dev heavy guy, they will ask the questions around your projects, your tech stack, right? And that kind of person will be dedicated to you for that interview. So you should also answer depends upon two things. You should look at what company you are applying, and you should also look at what are the interview rounds for that company, right? So according to that, writing that skill you are not very confident about might backfire or work in your favor. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So let's proceed with our next question. As we all know, the tech world is rapidly changing. So which field should we choose to secure a good job? Right answer, can we hear from you?
Okay. So the tech world is evolving. Like as you know, currently the AI layer is going on. You can say like many daily new AI agent is coming, or you can say like that. But you have the basic of everything is, you can say, the programming language. First, you have to be confident in any, at least any one of the programming language and their concepts also. Like you will be able to, if you know any one programming language, you should be able to at least understand the syntax, understand the logic of any other programming language. You can take like AI help, or just you can convert the code just to understand, like, and just focus on the basic skills first, like basic programming language and all. And other than you can work on the trending skill, you can say. If you are if you're working into development, then in front end, like React JS is more popular, so you can you can work on that. Like you can learn React JS. That will, like, that is getting used in most of the tech companies that are building anything in front end. Like for back end, you can say most of the companies are using Java, Golang, etc. So you can take that skills. So tech world is evolving, but like every day, but not like the services, the legacy services which are already built, that cannot be deprecated in one day or 1 month. It took a lot of time to migrate one service to any other new service. It took even a lot of time to even migrate a basic version. Like if you want to migrate a service from Java 17 to Java 21, that is also a lot of effort. So in companies, they are still companies are still working on that. Like and side by side, you can also explore new technologies, like what are the new tools that are coming, how you can maybe use them in your personal project and all.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving ahead, someone asked that he is doing DSA in Python, so from and he's comfortable in that rather than C++. So from an interview and placement perspective, is it continue? Is it okay for him to continue it in Python, or should he switch to C++? Paris, sir, would you like to take this question?
I think this is a subjective question. Like there might be more resources available in C++ or Java, but it depends on the interviewer, what mood he's in, what the requirements of the organization is. So he can like perfectly code in Python, and if interviewer is fine, if the organization is fine, they might accept it. And if the some interview organization is not fine with that, he may not expect it. So it is fine if he's continuing in Python. That is totally fine.
Thank you, sir. So let's move to the next question. If someone is from a non-coding branch like mechanical or electrical, then if he or she might get placement in FANG companies. Kshitiz sir, would you like to add something to this?
Mm, if I understand correctly, I want to ask whether is it possible to get placed in these companies with non CS branch. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, since I am from computer science background, I don't know that other side of the story. But I would say for this, you can just check the qualifications or eligibility criteria of that role. So most of the times, what happens in big companies, they write bachelor's or master's degree in related field, or they might write computer science, or they might not write. So that depends from organization to organization. But obviously, assume that at least 50% of companies will have strict filtering criteria that we don't want. We want people from the similar background only, right? So that is true. In 50% of the opportunities will be missed out. But yeah, there are companies which don't give much weightage to your background. I think in Google, yeah, if your profile is good enough, I don't think Google takes your stream into account, because I know my friends who are from mechanical or electrical background and they are still in Google. So you can assume half of the companies will allow and half of them will not allow. But if you are from mechanical or that kind of branch, you need to provide something extra to overshadow your uh, downcoming, right? It could be anything. Your project should be very great, your profile should be very great. Whatever you do, you should excel in those. You should have some achievements and merits which you can show off, right? So it is possible, but obviously entire 100% will not be attainable for you, but 50% of opportunities will allow you.
Thank you so much, sir. So moving ahead, what is one lie that is often told about placement procedure that is not true? So, Varitansa, would you like to answer?
Okay. What is one lie that is so fun? Like that is, I don't think I can answer this. Like everything, whatever is said about the placement, that is not completely truth or not completely lie in every case. Like you can take example, someone will say CGPA doesn't matter, but in many companies that matter. Yes. So
Yes.
in lies, I don't think there is anything. Like if there is any example, then I can maybe answer that.
So, maybe, what is one mistake that you did that you wouldn't want us to repeat? If you can answer that.
Okay, what is one mistake? Mistake you can say, like many a times I have not prepared for the for the specification of the interview. Like you can say if a company focuses on a specific skill, like there are some companies which focuses on computer science fundamentals, or some companies which focus on different type of DSA topics. So sometimes I have done that, like I have not prepared for that enough, and that is the one mistake. Like if you know anything about the company, that this company will ask this type of questions or this specific topic, then definitely prepare, at least definitely prepare for that.
Thank you so much, sir.
इंडिया का 2026 का बजट अनाउंस हो
Next, we are having the most popular question, that which technology are in demand right now, or does AI really surpasses developer roles? Varitan sir, would you like to answer this?
Okay. And like which technology, as you're saying, like every company uses different technologies, so you can pick any of them, like whichever is being getting used. Mostly for freshers, the technology doesn't matter that much. Like the interview will be mostly based on DSA rounds. DSA you can solve in any language in interview round, like Java, C++, Python, any language. After getting the, and you should not stick to any technology. You should be flexible. Like as a fresher, if you are getting a chance to work in Node.js, or if you're getting a chance to work in Java, you should work in that. Like it's not hard to learn any new language. If you knew any one of the language, it's very easy to learn any new language. So, and talking about the AI, like the AI is not surpassing developer role completely. It's like the responsibilities of a developer are getting shifted, you can say. I am also currently working on an making an agentic platform with the help of AI. Like, yes. So in that agentic platform, we are using AI. Like we are using you give a prompt and you will get the dashboards and like whatever you will give prompt. So the roles and responsibilities are little changing, but it is not surpassing it completely. And also, it is currently getting used for the for increasing the productivity. Like the work which we normally takes 2 or 3 days, maybe with the many times with the help of AI, we are able to do that in one day.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, there is always a self doubt that have I prepared enough? Am I ready for interviews? So, how did you get to know that yes, I am ready for interviews now?
Anyone else answering this question?
Kshitij sir,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, so for this, I would say consider yourself ready for interview always, right? Because interviews will not come at your pace, at what level you are in your preparation. Interviews will come at their own time, and there is no harm giving an interview, right? So your preparation will go side on side. You'll always be reading, you'll always be learning, you'll always be building something. But consider yourself ready for interview always. Don't hesitate for applying for an interview, accepting an interview. Just whenever an interview opportunity comes to you, just accept it in those 5 7 6 days, whatever time you have. uh, Prepare according to that company, whatever rounds they have, whatever they ask, right? And most of the times what I have experienced is that preparation of 7 or 10 or 15 days is the most beneficial thing for cracking that particular company, uh, as compared to the previous generic preparation you had, right? So consider yourself interview ready always, right? Whenever a new opportunity comes, just prepare for that company. Whatever, you can find a lot of questions, a lot of details. You can even find people who are in those companies who are your friends or your connections, or you can just reach out to them if you have a doubt to get personal guidance. But you are always interview ready. Consider that.
Thank you so much, sir. Next, we are having a question that if someone is in his first year and he is starting DSC, then how much time should he invest in different sections of DSC? Paras sir, would you like to add something to this?
Yeah, I think if the person is starting in the first year, he should focus more on the competitive programming side. Since he have a lot of time, if he wants to spend up time on problem solving, DSA, the standard DSA, that is like people do the different sheets that can be done in 2 or 3 months. Okay, so he should not be wasting time on that. He should be doing like say code forces, code chef, giving contests on them, solving the problems rating wise. uh, he should cover those topics side by side, but primarily practice he should do on these platforms rather than doing the sheets. He can do those sheets just before the interview. So first second year he can focus on competitive programming, and side by side he can invest the time more on the development part or studying the computer science fundamentals. I think dividing time among the different topic की like एक महीना DP करते हैं दूसरा वही करते हैं, it would more not be beneficial. He should cover those topics, but just doing that topic wise practice specifically for interview in the first year is may not be beneficial. So yeah, he can do that later. He can do first. He can like prepare using CP, cover those topics, and when the he's in second year, third year, he can do one standard sheet, and he will be like ready for interview.
Thank you so much, sir. Would you like to give some tips for placement in YMCA, like how to actually apply for them? Varitan sir, would you like to answer?
Okay. So, well, I will say do not stay dependent on on-campus placements. Like, it's not sure about which company will come in on-campus placement. Like, before our batch, Samsung used to come every year and hire a lot of people, like around 70 80 people every year. But in for 2024 batch, Samsung Samsung came very late, like even in like mid of the internship time, and that too, it hired only I think 5 or 6 people. And so don't stay dependent for on-campus placements, and you should be ready for off-campus placement, like cracking off-campus placements. And in campus, if a company comes, then definitely apply for that. And yeah, so for campus placement, CGPA also matters. Like many companies will apply a filter of, you can say, 8 CGPA or 8.5 CGPA. So maintain and at least more than average CGPA of your class if you can, like to be able to sit in all the on-campus companies.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next question. If someone is getting a internship or placement opportunity in his second, third, or fourth year, then how would he ask his seniors for referral? Kshitish, sir, would you like to answer this?
Uh, how to ask for referral? I think
Yes, sir.
if you know your seniors well, if you have connections already, then you can just ping them. I need referral for this and send the profile. But if you don't know the person very much, or if you're asking for referral from somebody on LinkedIn, right, then you need to have a crisp template, right? You should avoid keeping any bullshit. Just start with your basics, that I'm this from this university from this year. I'm looking for this low role and referral, and then in the order of your best things, specify those things, like I have been doing development, these are my best projects, or I have participated in these events, got this much ranks, or whatever, right? Try to make it as impactful in as less as words, right? And how will that happen? If you write numbers. So write numbers, right? Whatever you have validated yourself on, if you have any rankings, or if you have any ranks, ratings on any platform, even if you have participated in anything, right, or open source or anything, just include that. So I think that is good enough to get the referrals. And one thing, whenever you're sending a resume, make sure it is on Drive, right? The person do not have to download the resume, and make sure that it is accessible for all. A lot of times people send Drive link, but that is private. Then I have to ask, make it public or something like that. So yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving on to the next question. How important is it to participate in hackathons? Paris, sir, would you like to answer?
I think it depends. Still now, I haven't participated in any hackathon, but it's good to participate in one. If you are getting the opportunity, if you are in first year, second year, third year, you must participate in hackathon, because under hackathon you have to like you are given a theme. You have and you are either given a theme or a problem statement. You have to think of a solution, and under the given time constraints, you have to like develop a project, and uh, that helps like you in becoming a better developer. You get something to add in your portfolio, something to share on LinkedIn in the learning in public space. So it is like very good if you like are able to uh, participate in a hackathon. You must participate if you are in college, but it is also fine if you are like not able to do that, but you would have to then make it up by other things, like being very good in CP, like becoming an expert or candidate master, or getting some other internship experience. If you are not able to participate in hackathon, then try to get into some internship, so you can add that development part in your resume. Okay, so there's no strict yes or no, but if you're getting a chance, do participate. If you're not able to, then cover it up by doing some other things, like making a good project which a lot of people are using, or doing some internship. Yeah, so that would be my answer.
Thank you, sir. So let's proceed with the next question. Is there anything we must keep in resume for it to reach the eyes of the recruiters? Varitan, sir, would you like to add something to this?
Okay. So the main thing, like there are some necessary things which as a fresher you should definitely keep in your resume, like the university name or college name, also your CGPA. This should definitely be present in the resume in like education section. And other than, you have to highlight your skills, in your resume. Like if you have worked on a project and you have used some technology, then you have to mention that skill section. Mention that in skill section. And if you are doing CP, or even if you are doing lead code for DSA problems, definitely mention the ratings of your profile. Some if you are having a good profile anywhere, then there is a lot of chance your resume will get selected for that. Like it shows that you have good problem solving skills. And always maintain a few made a few projects that you can add in your resume, and that will show you that you have worked on something.
Thank you, sir. Sir, before we end this session, is there anything, sir, आप में से कोई सर बताना चाहता हो that the things we have to keep in our mind or anything else?
Dev sir is also here, one of our seniors. Maybe he will like to share something.
Wait a minute. So yeah, if you are hello everyone, first of all. So my suggestion would be just go for everything, try everything, explore everything, and don't wait for anything. Just whenever you get opportunity, go for it. Don't wait like if I'm not ready or not. Don't worry about it. It's not your job to reject yourself. It's the company job. So let them do it. Do it. And I would say just keep going, keep practicing, do whatever you like, spend hours every day, and like don't worry about the opportunities. You will get some. If the market is not good right now, you will get lesser opportunities, but sometimes maybe after 6 months or 7 months you will get opportunities. So don't miss them, just go for it and do what you like.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well, yeah, that's my point.
Thank you so much. On behalf of everyone here, thank you to our seniors for patiently answering our questions and sharing experiences that will genuinely help us going forward. It was truly a successful session. Thank you everyone for joining here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.